Gamers, welcome back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. And in today's video, we're going to be trying to simulate D-Day in this new game. There is no D-Day map currently. However, we do have a nice map with some serious river crossings. So what we've got here is a German bunker defense on the other side of this river. They've got troopers on the cliff sides, ready to fire out. They've got troopers on the bridge itself here, as well as troopers down below, because the US Army will do river crossings as well in this battle. In addition to that, they're using these houses as bunkers, being on top of them, and in sniper positions on the clock towers as well. In addition to that, the flanks are covered in case the US Army gets around the sides. They are currently going up against 200,000 US soldiers. But if the Germans achieve victory here, we will bump it up to 1 million US soldiers. It should be insane. In order to simulate artillery, we're going to be doing some shotgun smiting here on the battlefield against the US soldiers. We'll do 10 rounds of it to simulate the German flak guns on D-Day. It's taking out a number of US soldiers here in different areas of the battlefield, and they are getting absolutely slaughtered by these, taking out 20 or 30 soldiers per shot. I've lost count of shots I've done, so let's do 3 more into the heart of the American forces here. Operation Overlord is commencing now. Very well, it's time for the full charge, here we go! Alright, Americans moving on in here, and the German forces do begin to fire out with their Kar 98K rifles, taking out a number of the American soldiers as they sprint on forward. Americans taking some pretty hefty losses here. If you guys enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button. It helps me out a ton in the algorithm if you guys do that for me. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 500k subs by the end of 2022. And comment on down below if you'd like me to try and recreate other historical battles in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 to the best of my ability. Obviously, it's not completely historically accurate. Oh, I just lost internet. Okay, thank you, computer, for warning me. What I was saying is it's not completely historically accurate. However, I do think it is fun to at least give it the good old college try and attempt it. The Americans aren't even managing to do a beach landing as of yet. They've gotten a few shots off on some of these German soldiers here, but right now they're not even making it to the water's edge. They're getting slaughtered before they can even hit the beaches here. Absolutely insane, the rate of fire that the Germans are doing from these beaches, just peppering these Americans. It looks like we do have submachine gunners for the Americans finally managing to get shots off at these German soldiers. The shotgunners are still charging forward, which is almost acting as a meat shield for the American submachine gunners. It's actually quite a good thing for the Americans to have the shotgunners have to sprint on forward to try and take out some of these Germans. Meanwhile, the Germans at this range are able to resist a lot of this incoming fire. It's basically doing no damage to them due to the range at which it's at. Meanwhile, the Kar 98K is still an extremely effective weapon, especially at this range right now. The beaches are turning bloody, however, as the battle goes on. The Germans are taking a lot of flak right now from the Americans. More bodies are rolling down the beaches into the water below as time moves on. As we can see, even the bunkers are managing to get some fire out right now. Are the flank troopers actually firing as well? It looks like some of them on this side of the flank, and it looks like the Americans aren't really even attempting much of a flank right now. Right now, they're just laying down as much possible fire as they can. They're not even going for the charge ahead. Most of these soldiers still just hanging back. Are these still shotgunners charging? Yeah, only the shotgunners are going in and trying to go for the gold. Right now, it is literally just a skirmish between American SMG troopers and Kar 98K soldiers from a distance. I think we have to change that. I think we do have to have the full charge because that's what D-Day is all about. Alright, we have now ordered the American soldiers to move forward here, forcing them up and over into the German area here. This is what D-Day is about. It's about charging the beaches and making sure that you are taking your objectives. It's not about hanging out in the back lines, nothing like that. We want full-scale invasion forces here. They are jumping into the water over this way. Soldiers should be moving more towards the bridge here as well. That is something that the Americans have that the the Germans need to make sure they prevent is that bridge crossing from occurring, as the bridge crossing can definitely result in the Americans getting a decent foothold here. The Germans are definitely taking more and more losses, but at the moment they're still standing very, very strong. I mean, they just have this nice uphill advantage over the Americans. Ooh, over here they're taking actually a lot of losses because of the amount of Americans over this way. And look at this! We're finally having the bridge crossing that we were looking for. The Americans going full charge onto the bridge here and just getting met with intense fire. Look at this. Oh my god, it's just a slaughter. These poor chaps. Omaha Beach has never been so bloody. Oh my god. In Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 1, they did release their own, D-Day battle. They released a custom map for it. I so hope that they release another custom map for D-Day in this game. I think that would be phenomenal if they actually did that. Especially because now in this game we do have the German soldiers and the US soldiers. It's only fitting. Also, if they add MG42s for the Germans, that would be amazing. And Panzers! We need some Panzers. We've got Shermans in the game. We don't have any Panzers. We desperately need some Panzers. Oh my god, just look at this in slow motion. US soldiers moving up the beach here. Meanwhile, bodies are just falling, tumbling downwards behind them. Absolutely brutal. Holy cow, dude. This is the brutality of Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. Meanwhile, the waves are crashing into. Oh my god, it's so cool though. My goodness, man. This is what it's all about here. Woo! Baby! I am taking a lot of screenshots of this because it just looks so unbelievably epic, bro. This is why we love this game. Despite their best efforts, the US are still managing to get cut down here by the Germans. Let's go full speed yet again. And they are making it onto the bridge still, and you know, maybe the bodies on the bridge will help them out a little bit there and assist them a good bit. We do have covering fire from the two flanks. It seems like only the middle point for the United States is actually doing the full charge, which is probably a good idea. You know, cover the flanks and then full charge down mid is a very, very good strategy here for this type of battlefield. Meanwhile, the Germans on these flanks are still fighting away, but they are taking some increased losses here. Also, the troopers above the cliffs here taking extreme losses as well. Oh my god! Look at this! You can go underwater and see too. Yikes, dude! It's just a waterfall of bodies coming down. Holy cow! This is an actual tragedy. Holy cow. Yeah, definitely for the next battle, we're definitely going to be doing the 1 million soldiers for this as well. And for that one, I will not move any of the troopers. I'll just let them do whatever the heck they want. In this one, I did feel like it was kind of lame to see the soldiers all stand in the way back. Now we only have some supportive troopers standing in the way back, and most of them are full charging, trying to make it to the objective, which I feel like is a lot more in the spirit of D-Day, and, you know, makes more sense. But for the next one, I will just let the U.S. soldiers do whatever they want with their 1 million troopers, and we'll see if they manage to defeat the Germans with that. Either way, the left side of the Germans still doing very, very well. Meanwhile, the right side is taking an absolute beating on this battlefield, and that's probably because you know, this side of the battlefield just didn't have as many American soldiers to deal with. They've already wiped out all of the troopers over there. Meanwhile, this side had a lot more troopers to deal with, so that's probably why that side is still surviving for the Germans, and the other side is just crumbled. Oh my god! The piles just keep on coming. Look at them slide down into the river. Holy smokes, dude. This is my favorite angle right here. It's just like the brutality of this side of the battlefield. Absolutely crazy. I mean, this battle is almost over here. The Germans have 173,000 kills. Meanwhile, the Americans only have 1,600 kills. There's only 21,000 Americans remaining, and there are still 20,000 Germans remaining. So clearly the German, oh no, sorry, I got those mixed up. There's 4,000 Germans remaining and 20,000 Americans remaining. So the Germans still have less troopers here, but they just still have all of this defensive cover. They're still being able to destroy the charging Americans as they come forward. So I do think it is probably definitely going to be a German victory here. Wow, look at all these American soldiers right here charging into the waves. Oh, poor chaps. Alright, the battle's pretty much over just now. There's very, very few Americans left. Still a bunch of Germans over there. I'll go ahead and let the Germans extinguish the last of these Americans just to make it official. But then we're going to move on to 1,000,000 Americans. And we will get our revenge on these Germans holding France hostage. And it'll be beautiful. Apparently there's still one American remaining. Oh, here he is. Yay, the Germans won! I mean... Boo, the Germans won. Let's go ahead and do 1,000,000 Americans and get our revenge on the Germans. Yes. Alright, here we go, boys. 1,000,000 Americans are on the horizon right now, and the Germans must hold yet again. This time around, I think we are going to go ahead and do a nice little time lapse right here. I'll try and make it quick because I know some people like the time lapses, some people are not the biggest fan. So I'll be sure to make the speed pretty fast, and we'll do a time lapse of the beach invasion right here, and then we'll get down into the nitty-gritty of it after that. Alright, so the Germans have managed to hold on. That was about 8 minutes worth of time lapse right there. And they're still holding on pretty strong. Obviously, they have been getting butchered a lot more than in the last battle. But we also didn't have the Americans full charge this time. Even without them full charging, though, the Germans have gotten 146,000 American kills. That's a lot. That is a crazy amount of kills right there. Oh, look at this. We've actually got some Americans moving over this way. Interesting. Also, some Americans have died from the water, too. They only have 790,000 soldiers left, which means that like 50,000 something, more than 50,000 died to the water from drowning and things like that. But the flank forces for the Germans are having to go into overdrive here as the Americans get nice and tight with the shotgunners. That is a powerful unit to have so close here. That's very impressive right there. And yeah, you can see more Americans diving into the water. Now this is D-Day, baby. Now this is D-Day. Look at them go. Oh boy, y'all are getting in there, aren't you? Aren't you? Meanwhile, more Germans dying over here. The Germans on the rooftops have all died now too. This flanking force still pretty tight for the Germans, and they're firing off this way. And every kill they get is an American falling down the mountain here, which is kind of crazy to look at. Holy cow! Come on, my American brothers, my heritage. Let's get this. Let's liberate France, baby. Yeah, I think the Germans are definitely going to lose this one. However, it's just a matter of how much damage they manage to do to the Americans. So let's go ahead and let this ride for a little bit longer here. The left flank over here for the Germans has almost completely been exhausted now. There's just a couple more soldiers holding out, and they're getting beaten down by bullets. Yep, there you go. They are now dead. And now it's just this flank over here still holding. They're actually going to be getting hit by Americans very soon, and yes, now they are. The Americans coming through this little village here and starting to fire out at them. They got shotgunners up here, which are a very powerful unit if they can get in range, so that's good for us. And then they're also getting more troopers over here. Hoorah! And they're still getting sniped at by troopers over this way and across the water here. Oh, a bunch of Americans diving into the water and dying. Wow! Why? Why? The Americans are down to 720,000 soldiers, which means that they have lost 280,000, which is a hefty number. But still, they're managing to get the dubs here. I have no doubt that they'll win this. It's just a matter of time and how many more losses they're going to have to take in doing so. Here we have it, the very last of the Germans right here getting slaughtered. And there we are, another American victory for the books. The Americans did end up only having 660,000 soldiers left alive out of their starting 1 million, which is kind of crazy. But they did manage to do it, and that's what counts, boys. That is what counts here. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. Either way, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.